I asked to have my coworker removed from a major client project, knowing it could cost her promotion. Our department is small, 10 people total, so everyone knows everyone's habits. When management announced teams for the biggest client rollout of the year, I was paired with Melissa. We'd worked together before, and she had a reputation for procrastinating, but she usually pulled things together at the last minute. I told myself it would be fine. We both wanted this project to go well, because it was directly tied to end-of-year promotions. The first issue was scheduling. We were supposed to meet twice a week to coordinate tasks. Melissa canceled the first meeting an hour before, saying her kid was sick. Totally understandable. Then she canceled the second one because she forgot she'd double-booked. The third time, she just didn't show up. I waited in a conference room for 40 minutes before texting her. She replied with, "Sorry, got pulled into something. We'll catch up later." We didn't. We divided the workload evenly. I handled data analysis and reporting. She was supposed to manage client communications and prepare the presentation materials. I finished my part early and sent her everything she needed. I asked when she'd have her draft ready. She said, "Soon." A week went by, then 2. Every time I checked in, she said she was working on it. Meanwhile, I could see her posting Instagram stories from brunch and sharing memes during work hours. With the deadline approaching, I started getting nervous. I reached out to our manager and said I was concerned about timing, but I didn't name names yet. He told me to give it another week and keep him updated. I waited. Nothing. So I started drafting the client emails and slides myself, even though it wasn't my responsibility. I didn't want the project to fail. The day before the internal review, Melissa finally sent her files. Half the slides were empty. The data was wrong. The client names were misspelled. It looked like something thrown together in 15 minutes. I stayed up until 3 a.m. fixing everything. I didn't sleep, but I told myself it would be worth it if the presentation went well. Presentation day arrived. I logged into the meeting early. Melissa was late. 10 minutes late. 15. The client was already on the call. I started presenting because there was no choice. Melissa joined halfway through, camera off, muted. She didn't say a word the entire meeting. When the client asked a question that was clearly in her scope, there was silence. I answered instead. After the call, my manager asked to speak with me privately. He said the client was impressed but confused about team roles. He asked point blank what was going on. I told him everything. I showed him timestamps, messages, file histories. I showed him that I'd done both roles for most of the project. He sighed and said he'd address it. 2 weeks later, we were assigned phase 2 of the rollout. Same team. I asked for a meeting with my manager before it started. I told him I couldn't do this again, that if Melissa stayed on the project, I would either burn out or the work would suffer. He warned me that removing her would affect her performance review and likely her promotion eligibility. I said I understood. I also said I wasn't willing to carry someone else indefinitely. He asked for documentation. I gave him everything. Emails, Slack messages, file logs, calendar invites she never accepted. He reviewed it all and said he'd handle it. The next day, Melissa was reassigned to internal tasks, and I was given a new partner. Phase 2 went smoothly. We delivered early. The client extended their contract. My manager thanked me for being honest. Melissa texted me once after it happened. Just one message. "I hope you're happy. You ruined my career." I stared at my phone for a long time before putting it face down. I don't feel happy, but I also don't feel guilty anymore.